Yo, so I fucked up. This has been the first time I've not uploaded an episode of the pod in something like 150 episodes. And the schedule was meant to be an episode every day, Monday to Friday. That was the cadence. But yeah, I fucked up because I recorded a week of episodes in advance. Then I flew to Australia. And I had a week before Christmas was going to kick off the silly season. And so I thought, yeah, that's heaps of time for me to kind of chill at my Airbnb and crank out a few episodes and get ready for the week ahead. And I just took fucking forever to get over my jet lag, and I did not record in advance. And then last Friday rolled around, the day in which I needed to release a new episode to keep my, I don't know, 145, 150 daily diary entry podcast streak intact, and I fucked up. The day passed me by, didn't do it. And you know what? I felt perfectly fine and I felt good. You know what? I fucking liked it. Which I'm not too sure. Yeah, that kind of leads me to today. I've now got a completely different setup. This is a little fucking behind the candelabra here. But I thought, you know what? I've got a low effort podcast. So why not reap the benefits of having a low effort podcast? And rather than putting my fucking microphone in my suitcase and my pop filter, why not just try and record straight into my AirPods and then upload it, ship it out the door? So I'm curious how this is going to go, but I am discombobulated and I am questioning the validity of sticking to your promises. You know how you've got like external promises? You say to someone, yep, don't fucking question it, mate. 2 p.m., Malu Beach, I'll be there. And so there's those ones, which I guess are, I would say, hold a little bit more weight because you're fucking with other people's time/space continuum. And so there's more guilt factor if you renege on those promises. But then you got your internal promises. For some reason, when I started this latest iteration of the pod, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure I'm consistent. I'm going to make sure I have a new episode every weekday and fuck the weekends, because you don't listen to podcasts on the weekend. If you listen to a podcast on the weekend, you're a fucking loser. I hate to break it to you. It's for when you're meant to be, when you're skiving off work. That's when you throw on a fucking cast. On the weekend, you should be at church. You should be with your family, or you should be working on your garden. Anything else is completely unacceptable. But yeah, you've got your external promises, you've got your internal promises. And yeah, the internal ones, they are pretty flimsy, because especially if you they are just like internal. You don't share an internal promise with anyone else. You don't say, hey, can I open up to you about something that I promised myself? If you're not that guy, you really are just you can play God. And so you let yourself down, and sometimes you're like, damn it, I was trying my best there. And you can be down in the dumps for a few days, and then you forget about it, and then you make another promise you can break to yourself. And then other times you think, well, why did I make that promise in the first place? Like, for example, with the pod coming out every day, does that really matter? There's this myth that you need to be consistent to build a following and Yeah, like that. You set an expectation with your audience. This is when it's going to drop, and so they can kind of like feel confident, much like you would if you are going to tune into a sport. Again, a sports ball, you know that if they say it's going to start at 3, it's going to start at 3. You can plan your day around it. Should your pod be the same? Or is your pod, especially this one, just a bit of fucking fun? And you should do it on your own terms, especially if you're not doing a page or a Substack. There's no kind of money being changed hands with your audience or the advertisers or anything like that. It's just a bit of fucking fun. Then, does that create a bit more of like anticipation? Like, when's the next one going to drop? Long story short, this is me trying to justify why I fucked up and didn't release an episode. But I'm also kind of questioning whether it's important moving forward. Because, now I'm like, I've got an opportunity. Recording on Boxing Day, the cricket's rained out, and I'm home alone. So I'm thinking now's a good opportunity for me to get back on the horse. But will I go back to doing it every day, Monday to Friday? I guess so. But will I fuck up again? Probably at some point. Also, that's kind of the appeal of the internet in some respects as well. How out of context things are. You know when someone says you take a tweet out of context? Kevin Hart can't host the Oscars because he called his son an F slur. I just that's always been a funny conversation to me because I think that everything on the internet is by nature out of context. Occasionally something will pierce through the zeitgeist. The word again, no, again a black comedian. I was going to say Kevin Hart, Chris Rock, and Will Smith. That slap. That was something where it's like we all kind of had that experience together. That was the biggest thing since 9/11 that's happened culturally in terms of a communal experience. But largely, everyone's got their own kind of. The internet happens to everyone at different times, and so therefore, does obeying by the context of traditional media and being like, here's the timetable, here's the schedule. Is it really that important, or can you just embrace the lack of context of the internet and drop shit whenever you feel like it, whenever you get the chance? I don't fucking know, man. I'm just trying to fucking catch up because I'm an episode behind. Thanks for listening. Merry Christmas. Catch you on the next one. Bye.